everybody, and welcome back to the Blu Ray Hunter. I'm the Blu Ray Hunter, Jonathan Moody, and we're gonna have a fun show for you guys today. We're gonna be talking about the my thoughts on the Criterion Sale, and I so this is gonna be a lot of fun because as you can see, I've been doing a lot of videos on Criterion recommendations and whatnot, and so I just decided to talk about my thoughts on it, how I got involved with Criterion. I don't even know where I first, because I know Chasing Amy was my first Criterion DVD I ever owned, and then I didn't even know what that was, right? I just knew it was whatever put out Chasing Amy, right? And it seemed like there was commentary and behind the scenes stuff and whatnot, but like it wasn't I didn't really know what Criterion meant, you know. And then I want to say it was when we started doing when I started doing the Blu-ray Hunter and I started doing stuff for Indie Film Cafe. Paul and I would talk about it, and when we saw the sales for Barnes and Noble, I started buying, movies at my Barnes and Noble for, the 50% off sale, which is happening right now. That's why we're talking about it. Um, and then, so I'm trying to think about it, like how it worked for me, but I started watching a couple. Then we started doing Criterion Watch, which the first episode of that was Seven Samurai, which I hadn't seen, but I thought, I picked it. And I was like, I haven't seen this movie, but this is supposed to be like one of the best movies in the Criterion collection. I think it was like number two or number one in the Criterion spine. So I was like, all right. So we reviewed it and I was like, oh my God, this movie is crazy. This movie is great. And it was a lot of fun. I had a blast. I enjoy, I've got like Citizen Kane, but I think every movie that they pick has some sort of impact on society. Even in movies I don't like. I'm not a big fan of The Big Chill. I tried to rewatch and review it. If you watch that, rewatch and review it, I'll say I liked it a little better the second time, but the first time I really did not like it. I was bored. I don't even know if I watched the whole thing. I got really bored with it. And then the second time I was like, I like it a little bit better. So I may rewatch it like, in a year or two or something, and I'm not going to get rid of it in my collection. And the Criterion Collection is one of the few that I have said I'm going to collect every movie I possibly can from that. Like if I ever get rich, watch out Criterion because I'm going to be buying every single one of your movies. Um, yeah, because I can. Um, that's the problem. If you get rich, you're going to get poor because, for me, at least, because I like to spend money on things I enjoy, especially the Criterion Collection. There's a dude on YouTube, Daisuke Beppu, love him to death. If you have not checked his channel out, please do, because it is pretty epic. But I think he owns like every single Criterion film to like up to date, and everything. And I absolutely love watching his stuff. So, but yeah, I'm a big fan of the Criterion Collection. Like I said, we do Criterion Watch, which is our reviews of Criterion films on Indie Film Cafe. So go check that out, please. We are big cinema snobs in a way. We love good cinema movies if we can. Um, and then I love everything else. I love Kino, I love Shout, I love, Visual Vengeance. Like I love boutique companies like, Criterion. But Criterion is my favorite and it's the one I have the most of all those boutique labels. So I definitely highly recommend it. If you don't know what the Criterion collection is. Like it's some of the best movies or movies that have had an impact on society in some way or another. I had made a post asking like, why was House Party on that? And so many people said that that was such an impactful movie for society at that time. Like nobody was making mainstream comedies for the black audience. And that movie was really what kind of helped do that some more, you know. So thank you, Kid and Play. But I never thought about that, you know. I just thought like people sort of make fun of House Party, you know. Um, but it is a movie that I feel like, you know, it isn't my cup of tea necessarily, but somebody else, you know, would love that movie and feel good about it. I do have Hollywood Shuffle. I have a ton of different movies that are in my collection that I just absolutely love. And I I like every time I watch these movies and I get excited, you know. I'm a big collector. Like I collect these things and I started doing that when I was younger. When I used to work at a video store, I would buy because we had like a sort of an area where we would sell used movies and whatnot. And so I'd go over there and I'd buy the used movies. And I started collecting since, you know, when I was young. And it evolved into what it is today, which is amazing. If you go to my the Indie Film Cafe studio in Fort Monroe, you'll see like all my DVDs are pretty much over there and everything. Not many are over here unless they're getting ready to go over there. Because they're just my favorites, you know, and whatnot. But anyway, I just wanted to share this with you guys and talk about my thoughts on like I love going to the Barnes and Noble sale. It's every July and November, and to me, it's just fun. There's just so much stuff. Um, I've talked about this before on Indie Film Cafe, I think, channel or something like that. But we're gonna be doing a Paul and I are gonna be doing a haul video for the Criterion collection, and I don't know if we're gonna be putting it on Indie Film Cafe or we're gonna be putting it on because it's me and him. So I think we're going to be putting it on here. Um, I don't know if it's going to be a cross, and we might do both, put it on both. But it's going to be end of the month haul for Criterion films and stuff, and I love that because I'm going to be getting a lot. At least I want to get at least 10, if not 12, you know, or so, you know. One of them being a Blu-ray, everything else being 4K. And the reason for the Blu-ray thing is because I just don't think it's coming to 4K anytime soon. So, and it's a box set I've been wanting for forever. So I'm just like, I'm gonna bite the bullet. I keep waiting and waiting, and nothing happens to upgrade it to 4K. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna, and that's gonna be the thing. I'm gonna buy it, and then on the 15th, when Criterion announces their next movie collections, it's gonna pop up and it's gonna say, "Oh, we just upgraded this to 4K." And I'm gonna be like, "You fuckers." But who knows if that happens or not. Um, but that happens all the time, and a lot of people who are uh in the blue tubing, you know, industry here, society. But I'm really excited. Like, there's so many great movies that are coming out. There's so many great movies. They got uh, everybody's so excited about the Stanley Kubrick box set. I think it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. But it's also, I don't know, it's also not something I'm super duper like. I don't know if I'm going to get it anytime soon. It's like, even with the sale, it'll be like $300. And I'm just like, don't know if I need to spend $300 on a couple movies that I don't have on 4K already. Because like there's a few that I have on 4K, maybe by different companies too. Also, there is the 12 Angry Men, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna pick that up on 4K. And then I realized I have the 4K. It's just the Kino Lorber 4K. So, oh. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this little my thoughts on kind of video. Once again, I'm gonna be doing these again. I'm gonna do at least another one this month. Don't even have a clue what I'm gonna be talking about. yet, but I figured since I'm doing all this week, I've been doing Criterion recommendations, that doing my thoughts on the Criterion collection would be a good little topic video, and I can put that out just like putting these out. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.